welcome back to the channel. Today's video is gonna have a bit of this. And this.
There you go.
And this.
Who's got the coolest gear shifter in the Northwest? I've just made that bad boy.
I do break that though, doing some eccentric gear changes. But yeah, we're going to take the interior out this 106, put some a bit more modern in there, do some work to the front suspension. It needs some gas gold legs, gas coilovers, sorry, not golds. The golds are a bit more fancy. Just gas coilovers and whatever else we get stuck into. I think I break it as well halfway through the video. I do have two of these Peugeots. This is the one that I did the first quick video on that we took to the dyno. I have got another one of these which you'll see in this video as well, so let's get to it. Hit a speed bump the other day, snapped an engine mount and a coil spring. I couldn't see it, the sun were in my eyes, and it were on a country road, a 60-mile-an-hour road. I hit this speed bump and I was like the General Lee. But yeah, we've sorted that out. I have still got the snap spring. I have got these legs over here. That's one stripped out. That's one all been built up, painted with a new wheel bearing. So we are on the ramp. The legs are under. Block of wood. If you know, you know. Low car problems. That does need sorting at some point. We're gonna weld the towing eye. I need to switch the front shockers over for the gases that I've built up. Sneak peek of Aston VXI roll bar there. We need to weld the towing eye. I did wrap the other side of that on the passenger side because that was coming off. The guy did that in Guernsey for me, who did me roofs, who I work with. We need to fit a check strap to this door, and we're gonna put a false floor in the back of it because it's not in the best of nick, but I think it'll just look better with a carpeted false floor. Just a nice little slit for the harnesses to go through. That is the car in the air. If you did see this while I was walking round, this is something else I've bought. I don't have a bike licence. I just thought everyone raves about them. My brother and my dad are into them. I've never been into them personally. I'm dangerous on four wheels. I'd kill myself on two. That's what I've always said. But we've bought one. I've had a quick do on it. I do understand why people drive them. It wasn't company property, may I add. Without an helmet as well. When you do get up to speed, it did take your breath away a bit. Bit of a weird feeling you don't get when you got a windshield and four wheels. But yeah, we need to decide what I'm going to put that into. But it does run drive. I mean, to say I'm not a motorbike lad that wants to be there. Do know about a choke. I'm used to me head cars. Let's give her a bit of rev. We're up and running. It does need to warm up a bit. Throwing chalk out. I don't know, right? I'm pretty sure though, that shouldn't just release by itself. I'd have thought like when you pull that out, it stays out, but as soon as I let go, it drops in. Maybe that's what they're meant to be like, and you're just meant to stand there for 30 seconds before you set off. Whereas I'd have thought you'd be able to pull that out, set off, and just kick it in with your leg. I don't know though, I'm not a biker, I can tell you that much. Well, yeah. And as always with my luck, I did expect to see, move the torch, I'm hoping to find a fracture on this bracket here. But I forgot it's French and it's fractured the boot floor support instead. Now I can just cut that piece out and replace it, but they are very common to go on these cars. And I'm not sure, no, but I know that exhaust hanger on the other side of there is a bit soft. So it might be worth buying 2 of them. So this is why we're having to change the legs. That spring is actually jammed above the top mount, which has collapsed downwards. I bet that shocker's had its day as well. So we're going to change that on both sides. So I'll just show you what the shocker setup is on the Peugeot 106s. So I've just put new wheel bearings in them. But that is like your leg. You have a spring cup here, which has been removed for this coilover leg. Well, coilover adjuster that sits on the leg. Then you have your gas shock absorber, drops in there. I've checked that, that is all fine. Which is then secured by this, which screws onto the fine thread. These threads here are for the adjusters. That then holds the shock absorber into there. That just goes over the top of there. Take our freshly painted spring and the top cup. Spring on. And then your top mount just slides over there. And that on the top of that. And then your top mount assembly is on there, which is what your spring rotates on the top of. Drop that on, which mounts to the car, where the top mount mounts to the strut. And you've got a complete suspension leg. They are funky though, aren't they? A lot different to how normal cars do it. And now we have 2 complete suspension legs. We need to get the car in the air, lift it up. Let's fit them. We are now up in the air. So let the fun begin. There you now have one of the suspension legs on. I'm going to chuck the other side on. There is some marks there and there. I need to fit smaller tyres. I went for 50s just for a bit more comfort, but they do catch a bit on full lock, so they do need to go down to a 45. I don't know if you can get 40s on a 15. But yeah, so now I'm going to do the other side, which is the worst side. I'll show you exactly what happens with potholes in the UK. I mean, that one's probably a good example anyway. The top mount is all collapsed. But wait till you see the other side. Looks nothing like that, let me tell you. So as you can see, that is the mess. This side is in. That top plate's halfway down, the top of the spring snapped off. Catastrophe. And away we go again.
But I caught your stare. You pulled me in like a fierce delight.
And as you can see, that has failed miserably. This here should be on top of the spring. You can see where the spring's broken there. The ball bearings for the top mount are halfway down the shocker. It's just a mess. Nothing like what's going on it.
Got me craving every feel. I'm lost in the way you move. Got me stuck on every sway. I don't know what into, but I'm falling all the way. You trace the air like you own the room. Laugh so loud while I lose my mind. Catch your breath and the heat resumes. No escape, you're one of a kind. We dance till the world fades out. Dizzy from how you pull me in. One night, but I've got no doubt. You're a rush under my skin. Your touch felt so unreal. Got me craving every feel. I'm lost in the way you move. Got me stuck on every sway. I don't know.
And that is the other side now together. I'm just going to have a look if I've got some grub screws for them discs, because that is doing my head in. This side did have them both snapped off in the hub. Not now though, because the new ones are all nice and free. So I'll go and see if I've got some of them. And then it's just adjust them to the right ride height. Away we go, but it's probably going to be a bit of up and down while we set them up. So setting coilovers up, if these are free, is pretty straightforward. Like these on mine. If they've been on your car for a few months, they won't do that. You're going to have to get WD, wire brush and clean them up. But that just makes setting these up so much easier for me. Now what I've done to get both sides level is measured from the top of this shocker edge to the top of this, where the bottom of the spring's going to sit, and that gap there is 45mm. Same on this side. Top of that to that. That's still free yet, because this is my first test. I'm just going to put the wheels on, drop it, see where it sits. Very rarely you'll get it where you want it first time. I want to actually lift it a bit, even though that were probably on its arse because it had a snap spring. Top mount were halfway down it, but I do want to just lift it up a bit. I don't want the wheels too close on a pothole or something. It will just knock this arch trim off. That's all the weight now off it, and I am happy with how that's sitting. Can just get my hand in there, so plenty of suspension clearance. I'm not going to be knocking the side arches off or doing anything daft. And I should have a bit more comfort because them springs were shocking. So this is the gear stick out of the car. All the anodised is peeling, and it does like slice your hands sometimes. So other day when I was getting paintbrushes, I seen a video of a car in China with an adjustable as the gear stick, but this is like a glittery gold and it's called a bathroom wrench. But I'm going to make that into my gear stick. In 2 minutes, I've just made that. I've just literally put a 12mm socket that were a tight fit to the gear stick in the end of the spanner. I think it is alley. So I've had to like be clever how I welded them together. There must be some steel in it for it to weld. It is solid. I can't bang that off there. I did paint it while it were a bit wet because I just want to test it and see if we can get gears. It's getting better now, boys. Who's got the coolest gear shifter in the Northwest? It actually works as well. I just need to tidy it up. I can just pop it off. It is like just sits on the tape, but it does do the job. You can never go 5th to 6th in these because they don't have a 6th. We'll be flying now. I have missed a little bit of filming on this tonight because I've been between the buggy and the motorbike over there. But my mate very good joiner, has cut me that board. Just need trimming down a little bit. We're going to make another one for across where the back seats would sit, with just a little recess each side for the harnesses to slot behind. While he's been doing that, I've been doing that and cutting the bars to make the X on the cage, and then I'm going to put a cross piece so the harnesses can fasten in. We've got the seats down there. They are the recaro seats out of a Megane R26, which we are going to put in the car. The seats out the car are going to go into this buggy. It's going to be an absolute ripper on another video. Always, when you're welding, disconnect your battery. So I'm just going to tack this to the frame whilst I get the other one bang on with it using spirit level. My mate's going to bollock me, but I can't be arsed manoeuvring this board out. In fact, he's probably not going to be able to get it out when I've done this. But nah, he will. He'll find a way. Sounds more like a you problem than a me problem, as you'd say in the trade. So yeah, I'm only tacking it, then if I need to change anything, that I can do, but it's just going to hold that in place while I get the other lined up, rather than making the other, grinding it to shape, and then that's actually been nudged and moved or whatever, and it looks off. My OCD will kick off then. So just a quick tack or two. So that is now tacked in. I'm just going to tack one from there to there. They do need cleaning up. I needed to turn the power up on the welder at first. Did just jump on and start blazing away. And I think my dad's been messing with that today, turning it down. So now it's just going to be tacking that one on there to there, and let's see how level I got it. And that is the X in. I do need to obviously do I need to cut the pieces, but for now, take welder off. I've just tacked it in, then I know where it sits and that. But that's a good bit of progress on this. I need to carpet that panel, trim it down, carpet it. We need another panel for across the back seats. Then while I'm doing that, I'll be taking the seats and harnesses out, putting the new seats and harnesses in and carpeting that, and yeah, start looking like a car. So we are now going to put them seats in the car. I have cracked on again. I'm pretty sure racing harnesses should be at about 20 degrees, but it's not going to look right putting that bar anywhere else. And that bar we're already welded in, so it's going there. They can come up a little bit. Still better than what it is. Them seats need to come out. It has already got OMP racing bases, so I'm going to just try and undo the Allen keys at the bottom of the seat. Take the harnesses out. I've got red to match everything else that's red. They're nothing special. I don't know if they're going to fit first, what length I needed. I didn't measure. I just ordered. I was filling my basket with bits for this, the Astra and the buggy. So they're here anyway, and they should, well, they're not here. The guy who's coming to carry on with the false floor is bringing them. So I'm going to crack on and pull them out. That steering wheel needs changing as well, doesn't it? It's pretty simple, that seat now. Probably about 5 minutes. A bolt down there. There's a bolt at the back of there. That one I undo because the harness mounts to it. and then get the gun and spin that out. Do this all the time, forget where I put stuff down. Left it on the car, I drove over that. There were four bolts holding the seat in, and just like that, it's out. I don't know why you're going to use a reclining seat for it, buggy. You don't need reclining seats, but at least you can set your back position. Bit posh for it, buggy then, maybe. I didn't think they'd fit straight in. That was a tongue twister and took a few goes. So I'm having to undo these Allen keys, because this is the base for them to fit into a Megane. And that lifts them up as well. Makes it too high for the car. And I don't need this either. So I'm going to lob it all off. I am going to have to remove a cable there. Whether or not that's going to affect it, I'm not sure. Hopefully it still reclines, but nobody's getting in the back, so I don't need it to. Where it started. To now. And that is the carpet on the board. I'm doing a lot of multitasking. My mate's had to shoot off again. He has made that board though. I have the recaros. Surprise, surprise, didn't fit. But the subframes were too tall. So I've got some boxed that I've drilled the holes in and bolted it. I'm just going to mark and then tack that in and try unbolting the seat, so I know I can take that seat out, because this one does need a repair. But I'm just chucking them in. To be honest, at the moment I'm using it a lot in my work clothes anyway, so I'll get them repaired once the VXI is back on the road. But I need to make sure I can take them seats back out. There's no point. I drilled the holes and I were just going to get the Allen keys in, nip them up and then weld it all in, and then I'd have been like, hang on, you'd have never got them out. So anyway, that's all positioned. They are slightly higher, not a lot, but it's coming too. That's not a bad cut there, is it? I've not been doing many tutorials or bits. I've just been cracking on and then showing bits as I've done it, because I've been busy. But let's have a go at this. If you want any advice on this from me, it'd probably be don't do what I'm doing, because it's my first time doing it. I have skipped quite a few steps there. Well, there's been quite a bit of welding, obviously putting the cross brace in the cage. I've geared all a bit of paint but run out, but it is all welded now, all that. One seat, one harness is in. I've welded that seat in. I do need to fully finish the welding on the seat properly. I'll probably take it out tomorrow. But as you can see, the before there and the after, much better. It does need a steering wheel, and we've obviously got that boot floor to put in. This has been some night, this. A lot of welding, cutting, and it's a Monday, 20 to 11. But if I can carpet that board as well, I've already done the boot floor. That is going to be a lot of the head work done then. I just need to order a steering wheel, do the seat at that side. I've still got the check strap and the boot supports to weld, but that's going to look so much better. Well, you now see the massive improvement. See, that was the look I wanted it to just look a bit more OEM. So this carpet in them two sections massively changed that back area. I have still got my 6x9 boxes to put in each corner at back, but from what it looked like, looks so much better. That is the flooring, 6x9s fixed in and wired in. They do standard have vents there. I'm going to get some of them, cloth tape, hold the loom up nice and tidy. I need to get some paint for that cage tomorrow just to top it up. But that looks a hell of a lot better. I need to get this seat covered yet. This seat does obviously need a repair. The fire extinguisher is probably just going to be fit against the boot here. Progress, so it is now 10 past 11. So I'm just going to tidy up. That's a Monday night graph, that's some commitment, but it's been worth it. I'm happy with that. And that's the last seat out. I have just had a quick hour blitz there. I filmed a bit with the harness, but taking the seat out is just, it's got an OMP base, so it's just 4 bolts at the bottom, Allen keys, and that comes out. I've welded a piece of box to the bottom of the other seat, same as this side. Drilled the holes in the top of the box, got bolts that are perfect that go in the box and up and tighten into the seat. They just lift it right. And it just, already just looking through the window now, everything matching. There's one piece of blue to go. Why it has red and blue everywhere, I don't know. That needs to go for some red hose, and then it's all one colour scheme. And then the big reveal, the seat base does need a repair, and the harnesses are at maximum extension there. So when I'm in it, they are quite high. They do need to be just a little bit longer. So I'm going to measure however long they are now from the back to the other side, the mounting point, and then see what I can do with that. The other seat's alright, that doesn't need a trim. That harness is in, that's alright. I didn't get the right colour paint, you'll see a bit of silver there. I bought some red paint, but it said cherry red, totally different shade, I'm not even bothering. Gear stick, I'm going to look for something else. That were just a tenner, something I just made. About 5 minutes that took. And it is all matching now. Quick hour blitz in that loophole that's set on fire, and it's a shame it'll look perfect in this car. I had what looked like a NOS bottle with a sub in the end, and I think that would have finished that boot off perfectly. And I'm not actually a massive fan of subs. I'm not planning on putting a big sub in the middle of that floor or anything. I'll just keep it as an open boot. So here we are, back at my other Peugeot, which hasn't been seen by anyone for a while, even me.
I felt my head down.
But yeah, so driving the 106 home the other day, fine, not a problem. Left the house in it 30 minutes later to take my nephew to football training, and it weren't right. It weren't right at all. It felt like the brakes were sticking on any time I turned the steering lock, making weird juddering noises. And yeah, as it's notorious for them Peugeots, before the boxes, it's normally Diff's giving. Diff's will put an all-in box. So yeah, the Diff has finally left the chat. It is, as soon as you turn the steering, locking up, but then if you take it out of gear, it's absolutely fine. I need to do checking on the ramp, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be the gearbox. Now, I've got a spare 16 valve engine and gearbox, luckily, so I'm here now. It's in front of my old car. I'm going to take the gearbox off that engine, take it to work, open it up, check it. It should be all right. We'll get it in the car. I don't know, I think we might actually have enough room. Yeah, we'll have enough to get it out of here. And there it is. Now this engine is, it come out of GTI that were a barn find, mate, to say the least. I mean, before I got to it, the rats had chewed through the loom. It weren't seeing the road again. The front chassis legs had snapped away and were flexing up and down and all this. So I put a bar in the end just to try and move the car when I was getting the engine out. You can't run an old car without having these sort of spurs. I've even just noticed the drive shaft down there. Arch trims, they do come off with funnel wing, side skirt, barbecue. So yeah, we're going to get this gearbox out. I am going to take that off the back, use the least rusted one, but take that off and check that there hasn't been any water and there's no rust in there before I do fit it. Yeah, let's get the gearbox off. I don't know if I'm going to have enough space in here, and I haven't got my tripod to film, and I might just quickly rip it off and we'll see. I have been nicked some pulleys off this side for some reason. I can't remember what that was for. Covers, I wanted timing belt covers because the other didn't have covers on engine. And this, I've just peeled the cover back, is the car. So it did have mirrors. It has been sat with no bonnet on the trees for a bit, which is where it did develop the no start issue. I think it's the fuel pump's not priming, probably the fuel pump control module. There we go. But yeah, still got ECU cover there that I just noticed. There's not a lot really needed, just get it back running. I did need to put them headlights back in. The bumper I got for it after the other one got damaged, I've had to replace obviously all slam panel, repair all the inner wing panels and stuff like that. But yeah, the bumper I'm not too happy with. It were debadged, but I might debadge it and debadge a bonnet, you never know. And that is the VTR engine. That is 1.6 8 valve. So the theme with this one was purple with the engine, and that it has been done about 6 or 7 years ago and been sat outside in rainwater, but it still looks pretty good in there. There's not, I did have all the bay painted when I did the engine, so it is a very clean car. Even strut tops, all the back. So this were done right. That's why this has lasted, and it always will. And this is the one I built when I was 18. It's had a few tweaks and that over the years. The engine were red originally, and then we decided to do it all purple. Obviously you can still see the bent bonnet hinge. I need to replace that, but I'll show you the inside. If you've owned one of these cars, you'll know the seats in these Peugeots, don't matter which style, they have that distinct smell. That's the steering wheel. It has got snap-off boss. Silver gauges with only 140, only the GTIs and VTSs have 140 on clocks, and I think maybe the phase 1 quicksilvers do. Stereo got nicked for the other Peugeot, then we put CarPlay in it. Doesn't have the badge there because it is an airbag model. Does have a 1/2-inch roll cage, red rally seat belts. The back seats are up because I was checking power to fuel pump. A hammer and a snap-on pick, snap-on screwdriver, CV joint pliers. See, and I wonder, I think I lose tools all years, and this is why, like, we have all these Spurs twin fans set up, because they're a nightmare. It is another day. They're an Allen key rounded off, being a nightmare last night. I just went home. I was using rubbish tools that I've left at my brother's in an old toolbox. That is what happened to one of the ratchets I was using as a hammer last night, just for reference for how bad and old these tools are. So we've been and got a battery grinder. We should just be able to, if the bolts are going to be a pain, I'll just cut the heads off because I just need the gearbox off the engine to put into the other car. So let's go again. And just for record, while working on this engine, it absolutely stinks. I think I pulled a rat's nest from under the inlet manifold. No, it's this bolt here. I'm going to try and bang a bigger Torx in. If it don't want to play, we'll just cut its head off. Don't want to play now. And just like that, we have a gearbox off. So until another Peugeot breaks, let's put the cover back. I'll probably not see this again for a while. I should have really not started the buggy and got this back on the road. I forgot all about it though. Literally that much going on at the moment. So back under wraps it goes for now. Till next time. So I've just took the sump off the top. We're back at the depot. I need to get the car on a ramp, but there's nothing obvious from that. That's mainly just your reverse gear there, I think. I've looked in here through the diff, it all looks clean. I'm just going to get a torch and look through there. But no rust, no corrosion, selecting all gears fine, turning fine, can't hear any burring noise. So we're just going to have to take a chance and chuck that in the car. So I'm going to have to clean all this up, seal that back onto there, and then let's swap them round. Do the good old switcheroo. So it is now up on the ramp. As feared, it is bad news. If I turn this wheel, that one goes the same way, but originally I've done two. There we go. Can you see now? This wheel's turning, but it's not doing anything to the other wheel at the other side. And you can hear a skipping noise inside. And then if you do keep spinning it, there we go, it then locks the other wheel, so the other wheel turns the same way. Can you hear that noise as well? And then it locks it. We're taking gearbox out on a Saturday. Lovely. That's all that off the top. I've disconnected the gear linkages and the clutch cable. We've just got the gearbox mount up there, the stabiliser mount, and the shafts to take out of this one, and starter motor, sorry. But yeah, then that's this one ready to drop. So I'm just cracking on. You've already seen me do this before. Just take the ball joint out to get the shaft out of there. I have just pulled the shaft out a bit, and that is the oil. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of metallic in that oil. Gearbox kaput. Drive shaft kaput. So I'm just about to start filming dropping the gearbox out now. That is the sump plug for the gearbox. That is probably 80% diff material on that. You do normally get a bit, you probably will pull them out sometimes and think, oh no, but Do you know, if you grind a gear or two, you're going to instantly create filings, which that magnet does its job to pick up. So I have to wipe that down to put it back in, so no oil's going to drop on my shoulder. When I do drop this box out, there's just the one bolt there now, and that should come out. Starters off the back, disconnected the stabiliser mount, speedo drive disconnected, reverse switch, clutch cable linkages, and drive shafts. So there really is to one of these. I have took the crank sensor out because you can break them sometimes when putting them back in. In doing so, I must have bent one of, and moved and nudged one of them oil cooler pipes, which is now leaking coolant. Had a quick look then and I can't find any online, so I'll get the box in it, give it a test drive before I know it's 100%, and then I will take that off, get that TIG welded or something through the week, or buy a Morkel oil cooler. I'm genuinely lazy at the moment though. I just can't be bothered having to reroute and run a new oil cooler behind here. Yeah, it'll look smart, yeah, the car probably wants one, but I've got enough with a blue VXR engine and the buggy at the moment. And now I've remembered I've got that other 106 sat there. I want to get that back on the road. I want to get started on that one, so let's get this one back driving. There we have one gearbox. Brand new starter that I fit in Guernsey. It's probably going to want a clutch. I better check that on her. So we have taken the sump off the other gearbox because it's a lot better condition. Let's make sure that gasket's on right. That is that on there now, so we will chuck that on, put the bolts back in, and then this gearbox is ready to go in. I'm going to put the clutch release bearing on off the other, remove this gear linkage, probably take that bracket off like I did with the other to take it off. I'll use the other brackets in better nick than that. You can tell it's been sat for a while. Just hope this gearbox does the job. So we've just welded a nut onto that bolt that has just broke, removing that clamp, and set a rag and some polystyrene on fire. Weld a washer to the stud because it's easier and it's more like it's going to sit flat with it. Then weld a nut to it, get plenty of heat in it. Heat is your best friend when you're moving stuff that's seized. Ow. Smacked my finger and shut the shutter on my camera then. I've gone to change the reverse switch as well because it's all green, but it's also a different plug. So good job we did that now. Still could have done it when it were in, but now it's just get them off and put it in. I suppose this is part and parcel of driving and owning older cars. I'm modifying them, you could say. All I will say, boys, it's a good job. I'm prepared from the last time I owned the 16 valve, and I know you need loads of spares if you can have one of these cars.
That's got the short ratio box in it, as Danny knows, tops out 125 and you're just going bam, 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 off limiter, can't go any faster. Now I'm putting this in it, should do 135s, 140s. Not that you want to do them speeds in a car like that. So this is a part where you get to laugh at me wrenching a gearbox in and start swearing probably. Well, it's going to go one or two ways. Just like that. That weren't too bad, to be fair. And that's 2 bolts in. And now we do have it built back up. I didn't think it'd be that interesting. I've obviously done the legs before, so you've seen what's involved really with removing drive shafts. Wheels are on, new gear oil's in, everything's plugged in. That is just ready for a road test. Now I do just need to repair the oil cooler. I've been taping wires up because obviously a lot of the conduit's getting old and breaking. So while gearbox were out, I've taped a few of them up, just cleaned and painted a few bits that were a bit rusted. What else have I done? There are a fan wire down there that's still speaker wire. It does go inside. I were going to do it, but I've just put some tape where I could see it rub through, and I could actually smell an electrical burning smell when I were turning it on. So when I've had a look, I found where that wire is rubbed through. But yeah, a delivery of parts. Got the new adjustable gear linkages. That is one of them clips that I lost at the weekend. We have a new oil cooler. Didn't think I'd be able to get them. Why on earth you can't get a sump for an Astra VXR? I asked Vauxhall, they said after a car is 10 years old they'll no longer make parts. But a 25-year-old GTI, you can still get an oil cooler for one of them. Make that make sense. Big up Peugeot from one of them to Vauxhall. So now we're just gonna drain toil, whip filter off and take it off there. Shane Dog's gonna do it, aren't you, big lad? No, don't mess about. Ferrari qualified mechanic, aren't you? Enzo Ferrari used to work for. We stole him from there, imported him from Italy. Let's come and fix French. So Shane, boy, go on then, you can do it. It's just drain oil, and now he's going to remove filter. I just love liquid gold, we call that stuff.
Plenty of shit for sale.
Oh, plenty.
Filter you're on diesel.
I just haven't got a diesel to run on it. I like petrol cars too much. So now we just need to take this bolt out the middle of the oil cooler, disconnect the 2 coolant lines, and that all there really is to changing one of them on these. We're flying with a bit of Shakira on radio. Oh, he loves it. Just disconnected them 2 coolant pipes from the alley bits there. Go on, big lad. Shane's sending us to the moon now. Put the new one on. Put the gear linkage on and it should be road test time. Just pray that gearbox that's not been used for about 10 years works. And that is the new oil cooler on. Shane just put in oil filter on. Coolant pipes are on, so it's basically had an oil service and the coolant flush due to that oil cooler. But you can't knock new shiny parts on an old car.
We got Loctite on this, yeah.
Yeah. You're talking that to spec, aren't you? They're 95 newton metre plus 90 degree they are.
A bit of German talk.
German talk, what's that?
Tight!
Shane's qualified by Ferrari and most of you are qualified by IMI, innit Shane?
That's it, yeah. We can say I'm the special one. Even Ferrari colours are here.
Ferrari colours are there. He's just chucked both bottom ball joint bolts in as well. We've just got to put a gear linkage on it now and it's done. It's time to test the Ferrari mechanics workmanship skills. I have just put the clips on that gear linkage for now rather than removing them all, measuring them, tightening the new ones up. Battery's been draining. Come on, don't let me down now, start up. Why do you doubt it? Why do you doubt it? I do need to send them off. They come to PC when I hit it, they come to and come off. There's definitely a dry soldered joints on them. So for right now I'm just guessing my speed off my gears, but now I fit a different gearbox, that's going to be even harder. Oh, we got old gears. Never go 5th to 6th because that's reverse, it's not 6th gear. But yeah, we've got reverse as well. That is ready to rock and roll. You've done well, Mr. Ferrari. I'm going to try and teach Mr. Ferrari a good old key bang. Do you reckon you can do that? Right. All you do when you're right. He's trying to smash it starter motor on and everything here.
Keep revving it.
No, rev it up where? Let go. Again. Yeah. We've only got 5 more. There you go. You can do it now. That first time you pop a bang somewhere. Next door neighbours. There's loads of flats there that are going to hate us right now. It's fair to say all 16 valves and all 5 gears are back singing and dancing on that car. Probably going to need another new starter motor after Shane learning to key bang it, but it has been waiting a couple of days for some of the bits. I've ended up with cobwebs, but yeah, I'll get a few shots, show you around the car now, and then yeah, we'll probably be back here in 3 weeks putting a new starter motor on it again after Shane we're learning to key bang it and flick it starter on instead of just turning ignition back on. But yeah, he's a good kid, he's an apprentice here, so comes down here and there. He's interested in all this. He's been helping a bits with buggy, helped me tonight, come and stayed on and helped me with a few bits with this, so only fair you show them the ropes, isn't it? Poor kid's definitely going to be a petrol head after tonight.